What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. Pretty exciting day. I want to give you an overview of some of the current data points, talk on why it is going up as much as it is, and as well the latest rumor associated to Q1 delivery numbers. So I'm going to go over all that, but first make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that said, let's get right to it. Right now it is up 3.26%. 13.9 million shares have been traded. 29.1 is the average. So a little bit low for the volume. There's about 30 minutes left in the trading day, just so you guys have a good benchmark. Today, big money still hasn't really been getting in, and that's been something I've been saying for a while now, so I'm sure you guys are getting tired of me saying that, but it is what it is. I think big money is just clearly waiting for official numbers from Lucid itself, or either Gravity or some other piece of news to kind of hang on to. Other than that though, there hasn't been anything whatsoever today, no official PR, no SEC filings. So today has just been piggybacking off of Tesla. So Tesla has been the driving factor for the EV to kind of move higher. And that is because of the robo-taxis being unveiled August the 8th. Because I did say in my video yesterday, that is kind of a good indication that expansion is underway, and normally companies don't expand unless they either see some hope in the foreseeable future, right? Because if they see maybe a recession or something, they start to forecast and cut expenses and not really expand. So I think by Tesla doing that is more of a rubber stamp or a green stamp for the EV sector that maybe tough times are potentially over. Take that with a grain of salt, of course. So let me know your thoughts on that. But despite Lucid being green today, you do see a lot of the data points not really believing it. And so starting off with shorts, right now they're increasing 524.73 thousand shares. 29.72% of the free float is being shorted. Utilization is 100%. And then cost to borrow average is 28.61%. So this is why I like to analyze this information, because by them increasing 524,000 shares and Lucid being green, it simply means that they do not feel it's justified, of course, in their mind at least. But similarly, if you do look at a lot of the options, so today $629,000 in calls being purchased versus $387 in puts. Sentiment wise, 70% of all the options being done today are bearish. So more so the second data point really showing today is more not justified again. So not necessarily the best. And of the call options that are being purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be between the $2.50 and $3 range. And then looking at the puts, you do see more of a consensus for it to be below $2.50. So the optimism oddly has diminished, it seems like overnight. I'm not really sure exactly why. It could be associated to the rumor that just came out that I'm going to talk on in a second. But big money, like I said, isn't really buying. These are some of the transactions that have occurred today on the dark pool. So dark pool, even in that fashion, is a little bit lower than anticipated. So shorts aren't really doing all that much as what they normally have been. So that might mean something, might not mean anything. But the rumor that did come out, I wanted to talk all about this because a lot of people seem to be very excited about this. So you do see, obviously it converted to English, it does say delivery first quarter of 2024, 1,617 cars in America only. So ultimately you can add, let's say about 700, and that is because of the AMP2. And the reason why I'm saying that is because during the last earnings, there was PR that 𝗖𝗓 did say hundreds, and I believe during the last Q4 earnings, they did say roughly about 700 were sent to AMP2 and already constructed. And we do know that they have quite a lot because of the recent, recall that did happen from the AMP2. Like any and all vehicles for the most part had some issue. I can't remember exactly with what. I think it was just the vehicle stopping or whatever, turning off automatically, something like that. But beside the point though, so you add roughly about 700 to that. And so in reality, if that is true, then yes, they are on track essentially for their year-end target of roughly 9,000, which in my opinion, I would like to see around 2,500. But you know what, settling at like 23 to 2,400, I think is still acceptable. And I think the market is going to take that as a pretty big success. But in the past, when we've had these types of rumors coming out, they have been wrong. like very wrong, in fact. And as well, you do see some people talking on how on Lucid's website, you do see no sign of any 2023 vehicles, which is an indication that maybe they are completed and kind of sold out all of their inventory. I do feel that is wrong, only because I think if you think about it from the leg from 2021 up until the present, I think that's around 6,000. So there's roughly 6,000 vehicles on this earth somewhere without them being delivered. And yes, those could have all been completed in this quarter, but I keep remembering exactly what that interim CFO did say. And he already did say and kind of alluded to, we normally don't give guidance on future, but Q1 is already starting off not that well. Well, that's already a good indication that the numbers aren't necessarily the best, because if they were selling out those inventory, then yeah, he would be boasting that the deliveries were good. So in my opinion, I feel like if you take this for face value, yeah, the market might take that as a positive, but this has been very much wrong in the past. So we'll just have to wait and see what does truly come from this. And like I said, it either could be as early as maybe this upcoming Friday or maybe early next week, because they did it on April the 13th. So this year it is on a Saturday, so maybe it might be on a Friday or Monday. In my opinion, I feel like Monday might be the more advantageous thing to start fresh. But if the numbers are bad, then yeah, maybe on the Friday. That way people can forget about it over the weekend, possibly. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below, and how many do you think that were done? So 1,600 in America only. I think a lot of people, when I have brought this up in the past, had maybe targets for Lucid as a whole for Q1 1,700. So logically, you know what, if this is true, I feel like that might be a positive thing. The market most likely will be wanting at least like 2,200 to 2,300 at a very bare minimum. But who knows? Once again, we'll just have to wait and see. On the actual chart with it, currently at $2.69, it is trading between this S1 and this pivot point. So once again, it did bounce off of this S1 right here. So this is a very strong support. We know this because it bounced off of it, I think 2 times last week, but $2.64 will be a point to watch for. Vice versa, $2.96 will be that next target for Lucid. But over the last several trading days, it's always been orienting towards the lower aspects of the kind of trading range. So still, you want to watch for this 264. So despite the positive, I guess, feel of today, a lot of the data points and everything are signaling that Lucid is going to continue to trend down. And on the actual chart though, it is still lower percentile of the Bollinger Band. You do see stochastic at roughly 10, so that is considered very oversold. So let's say Lucid does come out and surprises everyone and says that they did deliver, let's say, part of the 2023 inventory and everything, and did maybe 3,000 to 4,000. Like, I know that's far-fetched and will probably not happen for a very long time, but let's say that does happen, you will see a massive rush of investors getting into Lucid. And so right now I do feel like Lucid is just stuck. It's been stuck for a very long time, and I think investors are starting to not necessarily lose hope, but they're clearly getting discouraged. You can tell based off a lot of comments in my videos, even on social media, just people aren't really talking about Lucid as much as they once were back in the day. So let me know your thoughts on that. And despite, I guess, the mixed feelings over the last several weeks, you do see number of retail investors getting in ever since the 12th. So I think overall that should be a good sign. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think that these numbers are realistic? Do you think it's going to be a little bit lower? And how many vehicles do you think were actually delivered out in Saudi Arabia or the general area, or from NAP too, I guess, if you want to clarify that. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. But one final thing I just wanted to share with you, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 7 fractional shares of the 𝗪𝗧, so a $35 total value. So that's pretty good return on investment. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.